Okay, I'm actually pretty excited for this. Like, very. I am going to be reviewing the light novel, The Rising of the Shield Hero, the first volume. Specifically the first volume, because I only read the first two. So, in these next 2 Wednesdays are going to be dedicated to the first 2 volumes of The Rising of the Shield Hero. Now, I have spoken at length about The Rising of the Shield Hero before. I reacted to like the first 2 episodes of the anime, and I reviewed the first season of the anime. So I will link the videos below. I'm gonna give you the synopsis of the first volume, and then we're gonna talk about it. By the way, spoilers ahead, or there might be spoilers. There actually might be spoilers. I'm not too sure. I might end up giving spoilers. So, I'll let you know if I am. So here's the thing. Naofumi Iwatani, an uncharismatic otaku who spends his days on games and manga, suddenly finds himself summoned to a parallel universe. He discovers he is one of 4 heroes equipped with legendary weapons and tasked with saving the world from its prophesied destruction. As the shield hero, the weakest of the heroes, all is not as it seems. Naofumi is soon alone, penniless, and betrayed. With no one to turn to and nowhere to run, he is left with only his shield. Now, Naofumi must rise to become the legendary shield hero and save the world. I will say, this synopsis is written like it's trying to target specific readers. Almost like middle grade type, because it has like the exclamation marks and everything, and it's just like great. But anyway, so the first volume of The Rising of the Shield Hero, if we want to look at it in anime terms, it would be the first like 4 episodes, which encompass the betrayal, the first wave. It encompasses a bunch of different things, but it encompasses. I'm gonna go into spoilers now, by the way. It basically encompasses the first wave, the fact that he got accused of committing sexual assault toward Mine. It encompasses the buying and raising of Raftalia, and the duel between Naofumi and what's his name? Motoyasu, over Raftalia's enslavement, and all the stuff that came with it. It encompasses all of that, basically. So, first of all, I love this novel, and I actually didn't think, I will be honest, when I picked up this light novel, I actually did not think that I would get new information. And I was wrong. I definitely got new information, and particularly the one thing that I'm thinking about is the fact that the anime skipped an entire training arc between Naofumi and Raftalia. Now, we get glimpses of it. In the episodes, but we don't fully get like the full-on training. And I think this is something that was really well done in this book. I liked seeing the training. I loved seeing how they developed and how they learned, and how great everything kind of was not how great, but like how they learned, and how things changed for them, how they kind of grew. It was really cool to see. And the aspect of the world being kind of like a video game world was definitely a part of the book that I think was done better in the book than in the anime. But then again, I got an idea of visuals in this book that I didn't get in the anime, because the anime is not audio described, at least not the version I see. I I don't know if it's described in Japanese, if it's audio described in Japanese, but I do know that in the English dub, there's no audio description, and Funimation definitely does not provide one, as far as I know. So it was definitely exciting to kind of remember the first 4 episodes of the first season of The Rising of the Shield Hero. But also it was really cool to see it through the perspective of the book. Now, this is written in first person, so we are completely in Naofumi's head for most of the book. There are parts of the book that actually you might remember a little from the anime, but they're like extras, so they're like filler chapters, I guess you can say, and at least, and some of them actually show up in the anime as filler episodes, and or backstory. One of the ones that comes up is the backstory of Raftalia, and how things kind of came, how she ended up being, how her backstory was more explored in this book than it was in the anime, which I found very interesting. So I did enjoy it. I did not give it 5 stars just because I didn't feel like it. I don't know. It didn't feel like 5 star. Now, I think one thing I want to mention is the writing of this light novel. I think there is a lot we can learn from the writing of books in Japanese or in Eastern. I don't know if the same can be said, or in Eastern culture, but I don't know that it can be, if it can be said for everything. But I at least want to say Japanese, because I've read the first volume of Overlord and the first 2 volumes of The Rising of the Shield Hero at the time of recording. I do want to get to the other volumes of Overlord as mentioned in my mid-year freakout tag, but I'm recording this all in June 30th, so we shall see. Right, okay. So the things, I think there's a thing we can learn about, and one of the things is that there is a heavy emphasis on show and tell. Of show don't tell in writing. But there are certain things that I do think one of the things that they do in this is that they tell you a lot of certain things in these books. There's a lot of telling, and I think that in the telling, you are being shown something. And I feel like show don't tell is one of those things that is very stylistic, and it's your choice how you want to do that. And because of that, I feel like show don't tell is not fully helpful, at least for me as a writer. So I just feel like show don't tell is one of those things that we're told, it's like a cornerstone rule, but it also doesn't feel super helpful all the time. It doesn't feel extremely helpful when you may not be uncomfortable telling. I think it's important to have a balance of being told and a balance of being shown, but it is at your discretion as a writer. So I feel like for me, when I get critiques of show this, show that, maybe I'll show it later. Maybe I won't show it later. But I think it's a discretion, it's a discretion, and it's very stylistic, and it's something that you should decide how you want to tell. But I think there are things we can learn from the way it's written, in the way that things are being explained, in the way that things are being shown / told. One of the things I found is that the sorry guys, I'm getting calls. I'll call later. One of the things I found is that the anime definitely tried its best to make Naofumi a whole lot more sympathetic than he is in the book. And don't get me wrong, he is extremely sympathetic in the books. Like, you can feel the sympathy. But one of the things that did not get explored well is how traumatic being accused of, I mean, in the anime, by the way, once explored in the anime, how traumatic it was and what kind of, and the effects of being accused of a crime you genuinely did not commit. I don't think that was fully well explored in the anime. And because of that, I think even though you feel sympathy for Now for me, the book definitely kind of makes you feel a little bit more, but it also lets you see how broken he is and how his thoughts turn sinister. In the anime, there is some form of sinister. He's a bit more cynical, but in the book, he is way more cynical than that. And I found that to be really interesting to explore. It was very interesting to explore the psychological effects. I think this did a lot better. I think it was definitely a better exploration of his psychological states. It's something that I think Overlord, the first volume, did well for a manga, and I definitely think it was done very well for Naofumi. And I loved it. I think it was really well done. So let me know your thoughts on the first volume. I'll be talking about the second volume next Wednesday. I was going to re-record it. I was going to record it today, but my throat is starting to hurt, so I guess I have to wait till tomorrow. But let me know what you think of the first volume of The Rising of the Shield Hero. And I can't wait for the next few volumes to be added to Audible because I cannot wait. I just can't wait. So anyway, I will see you in my next video. Until then, consume stories. And subscribe to my channel if you're interested. Also subscribe to my blog if you are interested. Bye, guys.